Hello dear students, and I welcome you to our fifth lecture about fourth module alternate current. And today we are going to talk about how to describe line graph. Exactly here you can see the pictures of some different line graphs that we have in our writing part. And also here we can see some useful verbs, how we can use them correctly. And first of all, guys, how to describe the line graph. Line graphs can be used to show how information or data change over time. They have an x-axis or horizontal and y-axis or vertical. Usually the x-axis shows the time period and the y-axis shows what is being measured. Line graphs can be used when you are plotting data that have peaks or ups and troughs or downs. In other words, they highlight trends. Also, guys, you should know that the line graph or line chart, this is a graphical presentation of data that change over the time. It uses line segments to connect data points and shows changes into data. The x and y axes are used to denote the changes in the data. Within a line graph, there are points which are connected to show the changes in value. While the title of a line graph shows the general overview of the data, the x-axis presents the occurrences and categories being compared, and finally the y-axis shows the scale, which is a set of numbers that presents. The scale or the number in y-axis is organized in an equal interval to present the data more visually. Line graphs are quite versatile, and it is an extensively used family of graphs. Line graphs are quite common test. If you are planning to take the test, you might understand how to write a report or a summary based on a given line graph. A line graph can contain one of the multiple lines to show changes over the time, the comparison among different items. A single line is comparatively easier to describe, and with the increase of the line number it can become quite complex sometimes. Also, guys, here I also attach you the same examples of our line graphs and how different and varied they can be. Don't forget about them. Also, guys, now we will discuss how to write a line graph essay. Here is 5 steps process I recommend for planning and writing the line graph essays. First of all, analyze the question, then identify the main features, also write an introduction, write an overview, and the last step, write the details of paragraphs. Before we begin, here is a model essay structure that you can use in a guideline for all academic task 1 questions. Ideally, your essay should have 4 paragraphs: introduction, overview, first and second main features. Also, guys, I presented for you useful introductory expressions like the graph shows, indicates, depicts, illustrates. From the graph, it's clear that it can be seen from the line graph as being seen from the graph, as it shows, illustrated by the graph, or some useful examples. The graph shows the percentage of children using supplement in a place over a year. Also, I prepared for you useful time expressions over the next for the following months, from to, between, and, for example, from June to August, between June and August. Warning: percent is a word from the symbol like percent. We can write 10% or we can write this mathematical figure with words like 10%. Percentage is a noun form, the percentage of children using supplements. Note, you can use a combination of adjective plus noun or verb plus adjective or adverb, to avoid repeating the same phrase. For example, there was a sharp decrease in the numbers, or the numbers decreased sharply. Also, guys, here I prepared for you some example, like the graph below shows radio and television audience throughout in a day in 1992. You should summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparison where relevant. You should write at least 150 words. And this is exactly, guys, the example of our line graph. You can stop right now my video and see how you can describe this in detail and think about this for a while. Also, guys, I prepared for you some steps. First of all, you should analyze the equation. The format of every academic task 1 question is the same, and here is our practice question, again with the words that will be included in all questions highlighted. Also, guys, you should summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparison where relevant. Also, each question consists of a brief description of the graphic, the instructions. Also, we should paraphrase our graphic like chart, graph, table, and so on. Sentence 2 tells you what you have to do. You must do 3 things. Select the main features, write about the main features, and compare all main features. Step 2, identify the main features. Also, guys, you should answer for the 2 main questions. What information do 2 axes give? What are the units of measurements? What are the title periods? And what can you learn from the title and any labels? What is the most obvious trends, and are there any notable summarizes? Also, guys, here I prepared for you some examples. Right now you can stop my video and read all this information and think about this very properly. For today's, guys, that's all. We will continue our discussion about this in our next lecture. For today, that's all. I wish you goodbye and see you soon.